After the smashing success that was the live-action adaptation of Fallout on Amazon, they are going all in on video game adaptations. Not only is there a God of War one in the works, but also a Yakuza live-action adaptation. Yakuza being arguably the most famous non-Sonic the Hedgehog IP that Sega owns. And you know what? I would have hope. I would think this is amazing based on the success of Fallout. Until the showrunners told the actors, don't play the games or research the characters in any way.
I am shocked! Shocked! Well, not that shocked.
Welcome back to Words of Paradise. I'm your host, Leon Idol, and yes, Amazon's Like a Dragon Yakuza TV show cast reveal. They have never played the games. We wanted to do our own version. This is the nail in the coffin for actual fans. Now, that being said, Yakuza, while it is a very popular series, I don't think it's near as popular as something like Fallout, honestly. So you probably will get a lot of normies who are not familiar with the IP that actually aren't going to notice when it inevitably just trash walks all over the franchise and fan base. But we're going to get into this article. Before we do, hit that subscribe button because I'm a nerdy news channel. I cover nerdy news every day. Exclusive, the cast explained why the team behind the new adaptation actually stopped them from playing the games. And yeah, it wasn't the actors sitting here like, oh, I'm a thespian. I don't need to play these games to understand the character. I'm going to do it my own way because I know best. No. To their credit, it is the studio making these mandates, which, frankly, if you guys follow my boy Gooch and hear about what he has to talk with Bo DeMayo, the guy behind X-Men 97, Disney flat out told Bo, ignore the comics. Don't read the comics. Like, this is something that is actively happening in the industry, and this is yet another confirmation of the people making the show saying, ignore the source material to their actors. That is absolutely bananas, and again, will only lead to pissing off fans of the actual franchise. And by all means, I do want to be completely transparent. I've not played any of the modern Yakuza games. The last ones I played were in the PS2 era, and I really liked them. They were a lot of fun. They were cheesy. They were hokey. I probably should have been playing them as young as I was, but at the end of the day, the old school Yakuza games, at least the ones that came to America, were great, but I have not followed the franchise in years. So this isn't something that like I'm super passionate about in terms of the IP itself. But I am passionate about gaming in general, and frankly, about the live-action adaptations we've been getting, since that seems to be the new hot thing now that the superhero boom has died down. You know how much I adored Fallout, being a massive Fallout fan. You know that one of my most anticipated films of the year is Sonic the Hedgehog 3, because I absolutely just am in love with the first two Sonic the Hedgehog movies. I really enjoyed Mario. I would even say that the first good live-action adaptation from a video game was Warcraft. I thought Warcraft was great, and it respected its audience and respected its source material. Honestly, Detective Pikachu was pretty good too for what it was. All in all, it's not unheard of nowadays that we get good video game adaptations. But then you've also got things to contend with like Halo, which is just an affront to the sensibilities of every single Halo fan out there, your boy included. Yeah, I'm thinking that based on what we have here, Yakuza going to be more like Halo than it is like Fallout. Excitement is building for the upcoming release of the TV show Like a Dragon Yakuza. Is excitement building though? Because like, I haven't heard anyone talking about this. Even the most ardent Yakuza fans or frankly just TV watchers that come home from work after a long day at the office and veg out on the couch while watching the newest streaming slop. No one seems excited about this. Maybe it's because it hasn't been marketed, or maybe it's because, again, like I said earlier, there's just not a lot of name behind Yakuza compared to things like Mario, Sonic, Fallout, the whole nine. Even The Last of Us, to be fair. So I don't know, it just seems like this is a blatantly false statement. Amazon's latest video game adaptation, which hopes to follow in the footsteps of their hit series from earlier this year, Fallout. Based on the crime video game series with the same name, the Prime Video show will see actor Ryoma Takeuchi take on the lead role of Kiryu, a fearless Yakuza warrior. Spanning two timelines, we will see how his actions affect not only the criminal underworld, but his relationship with childhood friend Akira Nishikiyama, who here is portrayed by Kinto Kaku. Now, I will say, I don't know if this is something that is being produced in America and being made in America, and there's using an Asian cast. Like, already, again, 9 times out of 10, nail in the coffin. But we do have our exceptions to the rule. If this is a fully Japanese production and it's being licensed by Amazon, I guess it has a better chance of going either way, but I still cannot get behind telling your actors not to research the characters that are very established in the canon of Yakuza that, they should probably know about so that they know if they're portraying them accurately. Speaking to Games Radar at San Diego Comic-Con via translators, following the reveal of the show's first teaser trailer, the actor duo spoke passionately about the series, but had arguably a surprising answer when asked them whether they played the games ahead of shooting, either for research or just for fun. Why is it a surprising answer? We hear this all the time in Hollywood now. It is more surprising if the studio heads and the producers and the directors told them, yes, go play the games because we want you to know the characters. I remember when the original Resident Evil movies were coming out, as dog shit as they were, when Resident Evil Apocalypse came out, that was the second live-action Resident Evil movie, Sienna Gilroy played Jill Valentine, and this bitch was so dedicated to the craft. Again, these movies are bad, but I respect the hell out of her, Jill Valentine. You wanna know why? Because she was shitty at video games. She said this in interviews. She said, I was bad at video games. I couldn't get very far in Resident Evil 3, which is what this game was based off of. So, and you gotta remember, this is like 2002. This is well before YouTube. So what she said she did, she said, I had a friend who loves video games, and what I would have him do for me is record himself with a home camcorder playing Resident Evil 3, and then he would give me the tapes, and I would watch the gameplay footage so I could see the story, see how she moved, see how she talked, and I was like, dude, this bitch took this role so seriously. This is for a Paul W.S. Anderson Resident Evil movie, and she took the role so seriously, she had her buddy in like 2001 just record raw footage on a video camera of Resident Evil 3 gameplay so she could watch this dog shit quality footage and nail the character. And for all of Resident Evil 2 Apocalypse faults, Sienna Gilroy as Jill does a pretty damn good job. It's actually one of my favorite things about that movie. It's one of its best redeeming qualities. So juxtapose that, old school how it used to be done, even for dog shit adaptations, compared to now where they're straight telling them, nope, don't even play the game. In fact, we forbade you from playing the game. Not only has both of them never played the Yakuza games, but as Takeuchi revealed, the team behind the new Amazon show actually asked them to avoid doing so. As he explained, though, they had their reasons. They're not going to be good reasons. I get it. The cast, they're going to try and justify it because look, they're just the actors. They're told to shut up, get paid, do your job, pretend to be this fictional character, and move on with your life. And in a way, I get it. I can't be mad. Now, if the actors came out and straight up said, I reject the notion, I'm not going to play the games, I'm going to do this myself, I would be just as upset them. But in this instance, look, they're doing what they're told. That's kind of par for the course. That's what an actor should do. So no, my anger is completely directed to the upper management on this one. I know these games, everybody in the world knows these games, but I haven't played them. I'd like to try them, but they had to stop me because they wanted to, for the character in the script, explore from scratch. This is an established goddamn character, and the actor wanted to do the research, as one should do with an adaptation, and these numbnuts at the top told him no. That should be your first clue to say fuck off with this show and to give it no time of day whatsoever, because they do not respect you, the fan. They don't even respect the actor, who should make it his priority to please us, the fan. That's why I decided not to play. Adding to that, Kaku emphasized that whilst their show does continue the legacy of the games, they also wanted to put their own stamp on it. Now, that has a negative meaning nowadays, but to be fair, that's not inherently a bad thing. When you're doing an adaptation, you do have to separate in some way, shape, or form. You can't just do a carbon copy of the games. You need to do something to make it uniquely your own, especially because when you're adapting a game, you're losing the interactive portion of the medium. That's what sets games apart from things like books or comics, movies, music. Video games are interactive. There's an extra layer of consciousness to whatever it is you're experiencing. So yeah, I can't really argue his philosophy on this, but again, nowadays, that's not exactly what it means. He concludes, I definitely knew the property very well, which I'm surprised about, because didn't they say earlier that he didn't play it? How do you know it very well? But then again, maybe he's got buddies who are super into it. Again, it is a massively popular IP, especially in Asia, so fair enough. But I didn't realize the franchise was this globally big. We decided we would make sure we do our own version, relive the characters, take their spiritual elements, and embody them on our own. That's not what you should be doing! You should be playing the characters as written from the goddamn games, because the people who are going to be watching this are presumably fans of the goddamn games. There was a clear line we wanted to draw, but everything on the bottom was respect. Well, I hope so, but frankly, I doubt it. Look, again, I don't want to throw too much shade to the actors. They're doing their Hollywood press tour thing. They're being told to say what they're being told to say, because that's all actors are really good for, is reading things that other people have written. You don't really want these buffoons thinking for themselves all too often, because when you do, you get people saying things like free Palestine and children should be cutting their cocks off at 11 years old if they claim they're trans. Actors thinking out loud, usually a net negative. That being said, the anger here should absolutely be directed at Amazon and the folks running this, because they show that they have got no regard. In fact, they have blatant disregard for the people that even made this possible. The people that bought these games, that made this franchise a smashing success, that then allowed them to turn around and make money making an adaptation of the games using existing characters. There's like 6 Yakuza games now, I'm pretty sure, like not including spin-offs. These are very well-established characters with their own wants, needs, thoughts, emotions, moral conduct. It's pretty goddamn easy to just play the games, embody the character, but when you've got a studio telling you don't do that because we're so great at our job, we're so special, we're so amazing that we're going to do our own thing, I have literally no faith that you will be respectful of the thing, and more importantly, be respectful of the fans. Have you guys not learned your damn lesson? You saw how amazing Fallout was, and this is what you're coming to the table? You saw how amazing the fan reception to Sonic the Hedgehog was, and this is what you're coming to the table with? Dude, Fallout was a fluke. I can't, at this point, guys, Fallout was a fluke. As much as I love it, in fact, it's arguably my favorite series that's been released this year. I'm worried, frankly, just even Season 1 was a fluke, and Season 2 is going to be dog shit if this is the way Amazon lets things go down. But those are just my thoughts. Let me know yours in the comments down below, or let me know on X, where you can find me at Bolt the Word. And please do subscribe. I'm a nerdy news channel. I cover nerdy news every day. Not always about, like live-action adaptations of video games, but anime, movies, music, Magic the Gathering, you name it. Check me out on Instagram at wordsofparadise_Leon, and become a member for $4.99 a month. You can join the Discord, choose the articles I go over on a day-to-day basis, choose the videos I react to on my Friday night live streams, and of course, get involved with over 80 other vital idols. We are a bright, beautiful, glowing, vibrant community that I cannot wait to grow even further, because we do care about diversity, but only one kind of diversity of thought. So if that's up your alley, by all means, hit subscribe, join the Discord, and until next time, it is all here in the Nerdosphere. This has been Words of Paradise.